Welcome to the Heidi Thorne Show. I'm your host, Heidi Thorne, and in this podcast I share my real-world self-publishing and small business experience with you. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to like, comment, share, follow, and subscribe. Now let's get on with today's show. My fellow author-tuber, Martin Lejeune, made a comment that he thought the sci-fi book he's working on could appeal to young hipsters. But then through his research, he discovered that retired servicemen were an audience for his particular genre. And other creators have similar dilemmas. A fiber artist I follow on TikTok posted about an item that she thought would sell on Etsy. Nope, not selling, though other items were. She thinks this one will just sit in her shop forever. As authors and creators, how do we get these things wrong? Have we really gotten them wrong? How do you drill down to find your real audience? Let me share my own book marketing blooper. When I launched my first official self-published book in 2011, Swag, How to Choose and Use Promotional Products for Marketing Your Business, my intent was to use it as a business card book, a resource that would help establish myself as a thought leader, resource, and source for buyers of promotional products for their own marketing efforts. Here's how that market reacted. I would personally hand a copy of my book to my customers. The reaction was along the lines of, "That's nice," said as my clients placed my book on a pile of paperwork on their desks before changing the subject. No follow-up commentary was ever volunteered or received from them after that. However, over the years, I'd get comments, questions, and recognition from fellow promotional products distributors. In other words, my competition, even if it was friendly. I got industry speaking engagements because of the book. One promo distributor said that he bought the book for all of his salespeople. Well, that's embarrassing for someone like me, whose career was primarily in sales, marketing, and advertising. Where did I go wrong? When my clients purchased promo items, they had me, or someone like me, to help them make decisions. They didn't really want to learn how to do this marketing themselves. As well, people think swag is the easiest thing in the world to buy, and I can attest that it is not. And that's probably why there are so few books on the topic anywhere. Nobody really wants to learn how to do it, except if you're in the industry, like my friendly competitors were. This book is still one of my top-selling titles now over a decade later. I'm always at or near the top of my topic category, but it's the old problem of being a big fish in a very small pond. What could I have done differently? Well, I could have taken a clue from the lack of books on the topic for sale on Amazon. But as for using the book as a lead generator, it was a fail. Side note, lead generation books are an old-timey tactic that doesn't work as well anymore due to information overload and changes in buying behavior as a result of the internet and the Amazonization of retail. A wise marketing move is to determine your ideal reader for your book. But we have to be very clear about what is ideal. Is ideal a reader that you want to read your book? Or is it the actual people who do read books like yours? This is an important distinction. Martin's story is a great example of this problem. He thought that younger, hip readers were his imagined ideal readers. But as he did his research, the ideal reader was much older with a military background. While Martin was able to get some insight on this marketing targeting issue by listening to other authors in his space, this can sometimes be a difficult thing to determine. Listening to those in your market demographic, especially on social media, is one way to get this insight. What do I mean by listening? I mean that you need to be following those who talk about your genre or topic. A good place to start is by following narrowly defined hashtags that are relevant to your type of content. Who's talking about what you want to talk about? How old are they? What do they do for a living? What else do they talk about in addition to your genre? You'll likely start seeing some common characteristics that can help you identify your ideal reader. Don't get it backwards. It's tempting to force fit an ideal reader profile. For example, let's say you think your ideal reader is young moms of learning challenged children, but your real audience may be teachers in public schools. Those are two different readers. Again, look at who's talking about what you're talking about in your books, then develop your ideal reader profile. If there are very few available titles within your subgenre or topic on Amazon, that should be a red flag. On the opposite side of the spectrum, you may also struggle to make sales in bigger, more competitive genres and topics. In this case, you'll want to do some drilling down to see how you could narrow your niche a bit, again, without selecting a niche that has very few entries. This can also be a difficult call. Look for those niches, or is it niches, where you and your book have the best fit and can offer something of value. My author friend Martin did the right thing in seeking out insight from fellow authors who wrote similar books to his upcoming book. He ran across a conference presentation by an author who writes similar work to his. That's how he discovered he might need to rethink his targeting. Even the largest and most powerful companies have sales and product failures. Shall we talk about New Coke, Google Glass, Ford Edsel, Google Plus, Apple's Lisa computer, or Blockbuster? Again, after you've done your best to make the best possible decision with the information you have available and you've decided to move forward, realize that the market will then take over and give you feedback on your offering. Markets change over time. In response to changes, you'll need to be emotionally able to pull the plug on something that isn't working. In self-publishing, that means if a book isn't selling after your best efforts, don't keep wasting marketing dollars and effort on something that doesn't work. It's all about ROI. You don't need to unpublish it. You can continue to make it available as a backlist title. Just don't throw more resources into it. You may even come to the pull to plug point before you publish. It's okay to walk away. I hope you found that helpful. And if you did, please rate, review, and subscribe to The Heidi Thorne Show on whatever podcast app you like to use. I'm on all the major ones, including Apple Podcast and Spotify. If you like the YouTube video better, you just have to subscribe to my Heidi Thorne YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so that you get an alert when a new video is up. I would appreciate it if you would share either the audio or the video with your friends on social media. My self-published books are available on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Books. All you have to do is go to one of those sites, type in my name, Heidi Thorne, and a list of all of my available titles will be shown. If you'd like to connect with me, my website is HeidiThorne.com. Thank you so much for listening and for your support. I'll look forward to talking with you again in the next episode, and in the meantime, have a great day.